Hi everyone, I just want to quickly show visually how the groups were drawn for VALORANT Champions 2023, which is being held in Los Angeles.
Welcome to the VCT Champions Los Angeles group stage draw. 16 teams from around the world have qualified for Champions, and now they'll be drawn into 4 GSL-style groups consisting of 4 teams. Regional seeding for Champs was based on placement performance from teams that went to Masters respective to their other regional teams, with LCQ teams representing the lower regional seeds. Now, here are some rules for the draw. Teams from the same region cannot be placed in the same group. If a team from the same region is drawn into the same group as another team from their region, they will be placed in the next available spot. If they were drawn into the last slot, for example, Group D, Slot 4, they will swap with the team immediately before them until a valid draw is complete. With Fnatic winning Masters and bringing 5 EMEA teams to Champions, there is one exception to this rule, and it applies only to the teams from the EMEA region. EMEA teams in pools 1, 2, and 3 cannot be in the same group. However, when the EMEA LCQ number 2 team, or in this case Navi, is drawn into the same group as another EMEA team, they will remain in that slot. This exception will only be made for Navi. Now, let's get started. In pool 1, we will draw for Group A, Slot 1, we have PRX. Moving to Group 2, or Group B, Slot 1, we will have EG. For Group C, Slot 1, we will have Fnatic. For Group D, Slot 1, the final team of Pool 1, we will have Team Liquid.
Yes, so at the end of part 1, in Group A we have Paper X, in Group B we have Evil Geniuses, Group C we have Fnatic, and in Group D we have Team Liquid.
Now, let's move to Pool 2. For Group A, Slot 2, we will have DRX, but they are already drawn into a group with another Pacific team, so they will move to Group B.
As Victoria said, DRX was first drawn, but since they were drawn into the same group as Paper X, they would have to move to a group next available, which would be Group B.
Back to Group A, Slot 2, we will have EDG. For Group C, Slot 2, we will have NRG. And finally, for the end of Pool 2, we will have Group D, Slot 2, we will have Foot. This is not a valid placement, so they will be moved all the way back to Group B, Slot 2, and then DRX will be moved to Group D, Slot 2, to avoid any regional matchups in groups.
Let me just show that visually for you guys for part 2. So you can see in Footballer's situation in Group D, they cannot be in the same group as Team Liquid because they are in the same region. So what would we have to do is, if we were to move Footballist here because of to go back a different group, it would still not work because Footballist would be in a restraint with Fnatic. So we would have to move Energy back Group C, then Footballist to Group B, and then DRX gets pushed all the way Group D. Hope that makes sense, and we'll continue.
We'll move to Pool 3. For Group A, Slot 3, we will have Giants. Group B, Slot 3, we will have T1. Group C, Slot 3, we will have BLG. And the final team for Pool 3 in Group D, Slot 3, we will have Loud. Now, for the final pool of the Champions Group Stage draw, Pool 4. Reminder that Navi can be drawn into another group with an EMEA team in it. For Group A, Slot 4.
Well, I just want to quickly pause there with the Navi situation. Because there is a EMEA team in every single group, Navi would have to be in an EMEA group just by selection.
We have Zeta, but this is not valid, so they will be moved to the next valid slot, which will be Group C, Slot 4.
Yep, so as you can see with Zeta, they cannot be in Group A because they would be in the same region as Paper X. We move them to Group B, which is still impossible because they would be in the same group as T1, same region. So they would be moved all the way to Group C.
So redrawing Group A, Slot 4. We will have FPX, where another China team resides. So we will move them to Group B, which is the next valid slot for FPX.
Yep, as Victoria said, we have to move FPX to Group B because they would be clashing with ED in Group.
Redrawing Group A, Slot 4. We will have the newly crowned winners of the Americas LCQ. And finally, the last team of the Champions Group Stage draw. In Group D, Slot 4, we will have Navi.
And there you go, we have your groups. So in Group A, we have Paper X, EDG, Giants, and Crew. Group B, we have EG, Foot, T1, and FPX. In Group C, we have Fnatic, NRG, BLG, and Zeta. And in Group D, we have Team Liquid, DRX, Loud, and Navi. So hopefully you can see the small screen there in the middle. That is your first round matchups. So basically, it's just pot 1 versus pot 4 in each group, and pot 2, pot 3. So we'll see you guys in August, and hopefully this visualization helps you guys and makes it make sense. See ya.